Washington Post is reporting that the Trump Organization is looking to unload the lease to the Trump International Hotel just down the street from the White House, meaning the Trump name would probably get wiped from that building. Joining me now with what his sources are saying is Washington Post business reporter Jonathan O'Connell. Hey, good morning to you. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thanks, Hallie. I appreciate it.
Sure. This isn't the first time the Trump org tried to sell this hotel, but the pandemic kind of threw a wrench into those things. So what are you hearing about, like, why now, right? Is it because of these pandemic restrictions that are getting lifted as to why this potential sale is happening?
Well, in general, it's not a great time to sell a hotel right now, especially like a luxury downtown hotel, because, you know, a lot of luxury travel and business travel still is not back in place. There's all the big conferences that you can fill a ballroom with are not really happening in America right now. The problem for Trump and his company is that this property is losing money, and it's hard to see how they can turn it around. For one thing, obviously, the pandemic has, as we mentioned, really restricted the amount of business travel and corporate events that are happening, parties, that kind of thing. But also, the Trump brand, you know, whatever it means politically, as a brand, it's really suffered the last few years. There's a lot of groups, companies that just will not go to his venue, will not rent his ballrooms, or not book his rooms. And if you cut out a lot of the customers, it makes it really hard to make a profit.
You talked about the financial shape that the hotel is in. Get into a little bit more detail on that. How bad is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, they've really obviously become a very popular place for Republicans, Republican campaign events, fundraisers, book events for Republicans over the last 4 years, of course. You know, now some of that is waning, but also, I mean, think of all the groups that just will not host events or hold events at his properties. A lot of corporations are conflicted about it and don't want sort of, you know, to feel like they're attaching themselves or not attaching themselves to President Trump, so they'll just book somewhere else where they don't have to have the conversation internally. You know, embassies, which is a big business in Washington, especially luxury hotels. Same thing. It's like, you know, it's a really political choice, it feels like, whether or not to stay at a Trump hotel. And it's just easier to stay at a competitor if you're going to do an event.
Jonathan O'Connell, thank you for bringing us your new reporting here on the show this morning. We appreciate it.